The joke slipped out of my mouth so easily that I didn't realize what I'd done until I saw her face change. We were at a friend's backyard barbecue, the air thick with smoke and laughter. Someone teased her about how often her phone buzzed, and before I could stop myself I smiled and said, "Don't worry, he's just jealous." People laughed. She did too. But her laugh was sharper than usual, like glass clinking instead of warmth. Later that night she didn't touch me in bed. That should have been my first real warning. At the time I told myself I was imagining things. We'd been married 7 years, long enough for jokes to land wrong sometimes. Still, the way she turned away, the way her shoulders stiffened when I reached for her, stayed with me. The next morning, her phone was already in her hand when she woke up. She smiled at the screen, then caught me looking and quickly locked it. "Work stuff," she said too fast. I nodded. I always nodded. After that night things shifted in small, unsettling ways. She started staying late more often. Meetings that ran long. Errands that took hours. When I called, sometimes it rang until voicemail. When she called back, her voice sounded distant, distracted. Like she was still somewhere else. I started replaying the joke in my head. He's just jealous. Who was he really? I hated myself for feeling suspicious. I'd never been the jealous type. I trusted her. Or at least I thought I did. But trust, I learned, can erode quietly. Like water seeping into cracks you didn't know were there. One evening I tried to bring it up gently. "Did that joke the other night bother you?" I asked while we washed dishes. She shrugged without looking at me. "No. Why would it?" "I don't know. You just seemed off." She sighed. "You're reading too much into things." That phrase became her favorite. Every time I felt something was wrong, she used it like a shield. And every time I backed down, afraid of becoming the jealous husband I joked about. But the signs kept piling up. She started guarding her phone like it was fragile glass. Notifications turned off. Screen always down. When I walked into a room, conversations stopped mid-sentence. She began showering as soon as she got home, like she needed to wash something away. One night while she slept, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Just once. A soft vibration, but it sounded like thunder in the quiet room. I didn't want to look. I truly didn't. But my heart was already racing, my chest tight with a fear I could no longer ignore. The message preview was short. "I hate that he jokes about me like that." No name. Just words. My hands went cold. Me. The joke. The barbecue. Suddenly, everything connected in a way that made my stomach drop. I unlocked the phone. What I found wasn't graphic. Didn't need to be. Long threads of messages stretched back months. Late-night conversations. Complaints about me. How I didn't understand her, how I didn't listen. Comfort from him. Validation. A closeness that had slowly crossed lines neither of them wanted to name. I sat on the edge of the bed, breathing shallowly, feeling like I'd stepped into someone else's life. In the morning I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just asked, "Who is he?" She went pale. At first she denied it meant anything. Said it was emotional. Said she never planned for it to happen. She said the joke embarrassed her. That it made her realize how visible things were becoming, how close she was to losing control. "I felt seen by him," she said softly. "And then I felt guilty. And then I didn't know how to stop." Her words hurt, but they were human. Messy. Confused. I could see her shame, her fear. She wasn't a villain. She was someone who made choices one small step at a time until they added up to something neither of us could undo. The days that followed were heavy with grief. Not just for what she did, but for what we'd been before. Every memory felt altered. Even that barbecue, once harmless, now replayed in my mind as the moment everything cracked. I wrestled with myself. I loved her. I still do in some quiet, aching way. But love doesn't erase betrayal. Just makes it harder to walk away from. Our turning point came late one night, sitting across from each other in the dark living room. "I can't compete with someone who exists in your head," I said. "And I won't be the punchline in my own marriage." She cried. She apologized. She said she'd cut contact. She said she wanted us. I believed she meant it. But meaning it wasn't enough. Trust doesn't come back just because someone says the right words. Comes back slowly or not at all. In the end we chose space. Not anger. Not hatred. Just distance to see who we were without pretending everything was fine. That joke I made? It taught me something painful but important. Sometimes we laugh to avoid facing the truth. Sometimes humor is a warning we ignore. Now I'm learning to listen to myself, to my instincts, to the quiet moments that ask to be taken seriously. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever brushed off a feeling that later proved right, share your thoughts in the comments. You're not alone. And sometimes the smallest moments change everything.